All right. You are tuned in to an episode of Transparency and Merit. How's it going? I'm Joe, and Brian gave a little bit of some sort of 15-minute, I don't know what you call it, mellow tirade, talking about America. And it is what it is. I'd like to think that we have a little more control than that. Maybe he's right. And I've taken the steps towards becoming an observer. It seems like everybody with the information that I appreciate the most have something in common. And that is that they recommend that you become an observer and act on what you know rather than what you believe.
Howard, I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
And that's where you got to be, people. You got to be angry. You got to really get mad and figure out what's going on. And there is so much information that I wouldn't even know where to start. Oh. See, Brian's calling in. You won't even let me get my response video in. You couldn't handle it.
To come down?
No, I'm live on the air. Doing a show.
Are you really?
Yes, don't you try to ruin my show. I'm doing a response video on transparency and merit. And yes, I was just going through a couple videos here, and I'm just explaining that that I think we have more power than you let on, and I think it's been beaten out of us, and people need to really become more aligned with their free will and their ability to be more powerful than they are, because we're entering a time in our history which I've called we're in now a post-truth reality. The people out there already know what's going on. They've broken it down, and while I can't say I know what to write and I don't know what to say at all the right times to get things done in a legal manner or whatever sort of level of intelligence is needed to kind of make the changes. I certainly know that people are underselling their abilities, and that's one thing that's going to change. It's going to change because it has to change. Otherwise, who wants to be left out of that? I got this last video I'm going to show really quick. Hold on.
And then I'll come back.
Oh, okay.
Of our physical, our digital, and our biological identities. When I wrote the book, I started to write it for years ago. It was published 3 years ago. It was sold very interesting over 1 million times in the world. And what is interesting is that 800,000 copies, more than 800,000 copies of those 2 million were sold in.
And look at where they are sold.
3 countries alone: China, Japan, and South Korea.
People, you got to know what you're dealing with here. You've got to know who's talking. There's a trucker strike that's going to happen. I have little doubt it'll happen by the end of this month, probably on the 29th of November in 2020. And this is going to be an interesting time. It's not going to be fun at first, but I feel it's all leading to a much better place. And so I'm not really sure if people are following the motivations. But the truckers' strike has a lot of agenda attached to it, and it's like anything else in this world. You could only help the situation by knowing the situation, and the words that are being used and the meanings behind those words being used, and you can affect real change by knowing these things. But America, for the most part, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. So don't try to change people that aren't ready to be changed. All right, just a quick video for transparency and merit. And Brian and I, I'm sure we'll do a show a little bit later.